In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the new drone laws for 2018 in the UK. So, as of today, Wednesday 30th of May 2018, the laws regarding drones or UAVs or quadcopters, whichever you prefer to call them, has been changed and clarified. There's essentially 4 additions to the UK Air Navigation Ordinance of 2016 that brings the laws up to the speed with the drone code that was released by the CAA, that's the Civil Aviation Authority, back in 2016. I'll put a card at the end of the video to the drone code because I've done a video about that. You can check that out and hit the subscribe button while you're there as well, please. Right, so 2 of these laws come into effect in about 2 months. That's July 2018. 2 of them don't come into effect until the end of November 2019. So we've got a little while for those to come off. We'll take the first 2 first that are descending on us in July. Number 1 on the list is the fact that you can no longer legally fly within 1 kilometre of the perimeter fence of any airport or aerodrome in the UK at any altitude. Breaking this law brings the prospect of an unlimited fine and up to 2 years in jail, which is probably about time, since we do have quite a lot of muppets flying into airports. We've had 91 occurrences of airport violations in the UK just this year alone. So good on from that. Law number 2 is, as we all expected, your aircraft's ceiling is now officially legally 400 feet. That leaves a 100-foot gap between drone pilots or remote pilots, which is our official term now, and civil aviation or military aviation, which are required to stay above 500 feet. Don't believe anyone who says you can fly 400 feet above a structure like a radio tower or a water tower. Your ceiling altitude is 400 feet AGL, which is above ground level, not above structures mounted to the ground. So you will be fined, or you could be fined certainly, for flying over your altitude above structures. So if you already follow the drone code from the UK as it is at the moment, really nothing is going to change. It's not going to affect your flying at all. If you're a knob who likes to fly at 2,000 feet or buzz airport lounges with your Bugs 3, then you're probably in for some trouble, and rightly so. The FPV situation hasn't changed. It's still officially, you can only fly FPV if you have a visual observer, and you can fly to a distance of 1,000 feet. It does say in the ordinance altitude, but that, given the new law of 400 feet ceiling, that's now 400 feet. But you cannot fly any further away from yourself than your visual observer can see the aircraft with a naked eye. The human eye is pretty much incapable of seeing anything the size of a drone at over 800 feet. So good luck trying to convince the police that you can still see your spark 1,000 feet away. Now to the more distant additions to the law that will come in November of 2019, the 30th of November 2019. All drone pilots operating a drone that weighs more than 250 grams will have to legally register that craft with the CAA. This will be an online registration as far as we're aware, and most likely take the form of a website where you just go and register your aircraft. Probably the same as the USA do. We'll have 1 registration per pilot, and then you keep that registration for each of your drones. There's also going to be probably a minimal charge of around about £10. But failure to register your drone will cost you £1,000. So probably worth paying the small fee as long as it's a one-off. Number 4, all remote pilots will have to complete an online competency test to prove that they understand the restrictions that they are required to operate under. Failure to complete this is also going to cost you the price of a Mavic Pro, £1,000 in fines. So that's about the gist of the changes to the law. They probably will get tweaked and things before we come in, but as far as we know, that is the extent. Basically, it's just bringing the drone code into law. So if you're already following the code, it's not going to affect you. Let me know what you think, whether this affects you or whether it doesn't affect you, whether you like them or not. Stick them down in the comments, and I'll be glad to take a look at them. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button if you can, and I'll see you next episode on Southpaw Drones.